When's the last time you sat on a ledge like this, overlooking the ocean, taking in the sun rays or perhaps the moonlight, by yourself, thinking, I wonder if I'm going to make it. I wonder if I'm going to make it when I land. And I wonder how much effort it's going to take for me to surface again. This is the definition of vulnerability. Today we talk about what it's like to live with an open heart. The definition of understanding this is pretty simple. You have to go into life understanding the people you see are simply reflections of who you are. It's selfish, I know. But in the same light, so is light. Light is very selfish. It reflects its image on all things, and in all things is reflected in light. You are part of that. Once you can come to understand that, you will understand that through vulnerability comes great strength. Every star has to reach supernova at some point in time, and when that happens, it's probably a very vulnerable moment. Think about how much starlight gives to us. The sun, its energy, what it provides. Think about that. And once you reflect and you come back down and ground yourself in the human way, I want you to fully understand that when you make a decision in life, you're either getting yourself closer to that origin of light or further away. When you get further away, it's harder to find the warmth in life that we're seeking. I would rather burn, taking the chance, crash and burn, literally taking the chance in being vulnerable, than to be comfortable by myself, cold, lonely, unwilling, vacant, and absent of life. To be vulnerable is to make a decision to consciously fight against the ego and say, no longer shall you be comfortable in this cycle in life. No longer shall we be indifferent towards those who need us. No longer shall we be hesitant to help those who are obviously in need. No longer shall we be mocking and gossiping about those who need a true friend. And to do all of these things, it requires going against the norm and being vulnerable, standing up for these individuals that are simply reflecting your opportunity to say to you, here's your moment. You have one again. What are you going to do? The good news is the heart heals. It'll either heal with time or it will heal with direct contact with your vulnerability. If you are vulnerable, your heart heals. How could that be if we are exposed? Anything that is exposed like a leaf on a tree has more propensity to receive light and therefore rejuvenate itself faster. Those that go sail out in the ocean are exposed to the elements, but also the wind, which pushes you forward if your direction is correct and aligned. How do you know that you are correctly aligned? You have to think to yourself in every single moment, what are the things that have been on my mind today? What have they reminded me of? And what am I doing now? Am I getting closer to that goal? Am I getting closer to being the best that I can be? Am I getting closer to achieving the promises that I've given? Am I getting closer to being truthful with myself and with others. Because if you're getting closer to those things, guess what? You're probably not listening to this right now, or you really, really need it. Because it's telling you, I'm telling you, you need to work. You need to get up, you need to get moving, and you need to work. And when you work, you make yourself vulnerable to the elements, to the commentaries of people, to the judgments. You're not going to find many individuals that are curious to know what you're doing and want to be part of it. That comes through the daily grind. If you've noticed anything from me, since the first of this year, I have been grinding every single day and will continue to grind. Because I'd rather see the wheels turning than not. I've been given a gift. Out of millions and millions of those who wanted to land in this world, I have landed. Regardless of what that means, I have to uphold my responsibility to be grateful for the life I've been given and the mobility that I have and the intelligence that has been granted to me through practice. I must execute. And I'm saying this for you too. There are people that miss you. There are people that love you. There are people that are suffering. There are people that are in need. And each and every one of them has communicated these things to you. And you have a responsibility because of the gift that you have been given to be here in this world now to care for them. In caring for them, you care for yourself. Regardless of whatever excuses come to mind immediately, that's the ego. The ego steps right in, it doesn't ask you permission, and it says, dude, better to be comfortable. Remember what happened last time? Yeah. Last time, I stopped. Last time, I didn't go through with it. Last time, I didn't give it the amount of effort that it was deserved in order for there to be a positive result, or any result at all, so that I could learn from it. And that was the last time. Now I choose to be vulnerable. Just by hearing this, you are empowered. Now I choose to be vulnerable. I choose to communicate. I choose to act. I choose to succeed. I choose. These things are powerful. And I want to give you what it looks like to be empowered. We were talking about the simplest meditation, Shift 108. And what this really means, it's a simple meditation. You're thinking of yourself connected to that starlight. You're not going away from it. You're going towards it. You're allowing it to be a part of you. You're realizing that there's nothing in this outside world that is more important than what you can generate from within. And once you start to do that, you can start to give to people in the same way so that they can heal, so that they can learn to love. It is this. I am that. I am that light. I am that vulnerability. I am that part of me that I have yet to access because I have been fearful. That is over. I am the fear. I recognize it, but I do not revel in it, and I do not give it the attention that love deserves. Fear exists in order to create and procure love. It does not exist to be loved. Do not love the fear that is within you. Use it as a catalyst to change your life. And recognize that both of them are necessary. Love and fear. Fear is the path. Love is the goal. Understand what I'm saying. Fear is the path. Love is the goal. You are both of those things, mirror reflections, and you are living them at the same exact time, so as not to be fearful of the process. The process is to be enjoyed. The process is why you live. The process is the gift you've been given when you were bestowed with life. You are love, you are fear, but you are reverent for only those things that are achieved, not for those things that have been given up upon, not for the indifference that exists in your life. Do not love those things. Recognize they exist and move the hell on, because they're not going to serve you. You need a guide. I am that I am. Say it. That is your guide. You need the path. I am that path. I am. I'm also the person that is lost. When I feel it, I understand that, but I'm also the end goal. I am the path. I am the goal. This is meditation in its simplest. When you go to Google, you have an idea in mind of the goal you want to achieve. You put in the words, you execute, you receive the results. Sometimes the results aren't exactly what you had hoped to achieve. That's fine. You search again. And that's why that system works. That's why Google's become a verb, because it has become the way for people to will their own magic into existence. You can do the same thing with this, I am that I am. It is a mantra that goes way back to Mount Sinai and Moses in the burning bush. Look at this. This is celestial alphabet that tells you I am that I am. I drew this with my own hand for you to have it activated within yourself so that you can be empowered for the first time in a long time. If you're watching this now, I know you need it. We're talking about this. When was the last time that you were vulnerable? I want you to say it. I am that I am. And now you're reaching the goal. If you can't accept the fact that you have vulnerability, then you're not accepting the fact that life is an incredible gift that's been bestowed upon you. Show reverence for your life. Be vulnerable. Remember the simple rules. Your life exists to have process. You are either getting further away from the goal or closer to it. You are in motion because time decides you are in motion. And light will guide you to the goal. However, you must think in that way. You are part of what this all comes from. Scientist, atheist, spiritualist, regardless of what your belief system is, we are all experiencing something auditorily and visually right now. It comes from light. Period. It doesn't matter what your argument is, even if you're arguing it's a hallucination, still, the projector is running. So know that this system works for you. It's designed for you. It's meant to be absorbed by you. It's meant to change your life. It's meant to fix the programs that no longer serve you. I am that success. I am. Just offer light, and then you can let it all go, all of the expectations. Has something been reminding you day in and day out when you look in the mirror that you're just not doing it right? Act. It's time to be vulnerable. It's time to fix yourself. It's time to fix these programs. Go out there, take a walk, offer light, give love to the people that you see. Give love to the life that is around you. Be reverent for your gift. There is no excuse. And I'm being hard on you because this is your lesson. If not now, then when? Time is laughing at you if you decide on tomorrow. And so is the rest of the world and the opportunities that you've missed. Time to act. If you've been irreverent, if you've been indecent, if you've been hard on yourself, if you felt guilt, if you felt you had no reason, but still you continue doing the same things, these cycles, do not give any love to that. That comes from your ego. It doesn't deserve love. That's the big farce, that everything in your experience deserves love. Well, what about the things that you are hoping to achieve? What about the things that you're hoping to be? Those things deserve love in the Grecian way. But romanticism teaches us that we need to love all of the good and the bad, and it keeps us exactly where we don't want to be. Indifferent, gossiping, irreverent, lack of curiosity to help someone, lack of initiative, feeling absent in all things, in need of healing, in need, necessity. You're just materializing it all. Materializing it through thought. Understand, thought is power. If you don't want to think about anything else, good, that's great, even better. I am that I am. I'm thinking, I'm breathing in, I'm thinking, I'm breathing out. Keep that exercise as simple as you need it to be. That's why Google exists with a single line. You go there, you plug it in, you hit enter, you're good. All the other detail takes care of itself. All of the search queries, it's running its own program. So does Light. Light is a 14.5 billion year old operating system that knows best. Trust it. Go in, put in your intention. I am that breathing in, I am breathing out, and the rest will take care of itself. Even my silly voice will start to fade away. Wouldn't that be amazing? To be able to have everything you need in this moment. That's why I wrote this for you. I wrote it for you, and I wrote it for me. We are reflections of one another. And I miss being able to recognize the greatness in you. Do you know that? I miss being able to look in the mirror and recognize the greatness in you. It's all I want to do. All I want to do is look at you and recognize the greatness of who you are and what you do and what you're able and consistently able to conceive in your mind and achieve in the real world. I miss it. Don't you? Then pick up the phone. Open up the email. Take a walk. Lift the weights. Do the exercise. Offer light. Be who you were meant to be. And leave your comments. I want to know what you did today. It's important. Tell me what you did today, every day. I want to recognize it. I want to read it. I want it to fill my heart up. And I want you to know that I pushed you so that you could not just be the person dipping your toe in the water, but taking a full dive in for the risks that are involved in being vulnerable. You led your day with an open heart, and it brought you returns beyond anything you could imagine. You are better. You are healing. You are successful. You are good. You are meant to be here to do great things. To be vulnerable is to be living in one's truth. To be vulnerable is to live with one's heart forward. To be vulnerable is to be alive. Thank you for listening and watching. Have a beautiful day. And if you like what you've watched, please subscribe, please share. Pass this along to people who can use it. Pass this along to people who would benefit from it. And be sure to click like and subscribe. It helps so that we can reach more people. At the end of the day, that's what this is about.